Hey guys, what's up? I was just in the middle of editing and coloring some clips that I've shot recently. All clips were shot using my Canon R3, close to base ISO, most of them ISO 800, some ISO 3200 clips, CLOG free, 4K 60, and I was just thinking, why won't I show you the process of what I do to color those clips? So this is just a quick setup, a quick turnaround video. I've set up my camera here on the table, mic'd myself up, and yeah, this is one of the clips I've shot. This is another one. This is just with my girlfriend, and we are going out for a cup of coffee just to have a great time. And I've shot a couple of clips. The next one is just after a date night and we've gone on the subway. It was empty, so I've shot a little. And the last clip is just a woman standing waiting for the subway. It was a really foggy morning, so yeah. Okay, let's start with this clip. I want to show you the end result of the coloring that I've done. So let's pick a frame. Let's put on the color. As you can see, this is the end result. Now, what have I done? Firstly, let's turn all of the nodes off, so I can tell you exactly what have I done. Okay, this is the original clip. As you can see in the waveform, there's a little picking over this side of the frame, and that's fine. It's the sun. I have nothing to do about it, but I like to firstly do a couple of nodes. The second of them is always my color space transform, which, as you can see, works just as expected, but these clips were shot in log, so the principle is overexpose and then correct the exposure in post, just so you won't have those nasty artifacts in the shadows. So what have I done? This is just exposure correction. You can see here in the waveform, it drops everything down. This is still picking, but there's no information here, but everything else looks correctly exposed. There's skin and the inside of this coffee shop. Everything looks correctly exposed. Now, what have I done in this node? Drop down the gain, which is exposure correction. Drop down a little bit of the shadows and the highlights just to put a little bit more of a contrast in here. And correct the white balance just a tad, just based on what I thought was necessary, all in this one node. This is my balance node. Let's write it down. Balance. Okay, the second node is the color space transform. As you can see, now this looks amazing. On the third node, I just add a little bit of a sharpen. You can see here, just a tad bit, nothing more than that. This and that node just add a little bit more of a color contrast. You can see, add a little bit on the greenish tint in the highlights, and this one just adds a little bit more contrast. Not much. I can probably turn those off. They are not necessary. Now, what do I actually like to do to create a feeling in my imagery that it was shot on a lens that I don't have? I wanted the anamorphic look in the corners of the image. So for me, the anamorphic look is a little distortion in the edges and the radial blur, which is common on anamorphic cinema lenses. So on this node I added a little bit of a radial blur, a lot actually, but I feel like it looks just fine. Probably turn it down a notch. But yeah, I do think it looks good in this specific occasion. On the next node I added lens distortion. As you can see, it warps the entire image and creates a little bit more of a look. Even without the blur, it creates a little bit more of a look. Then, just so I don't have those nasty edges on the frame, as you can see, this already looks cinematic without the blur. Now I like the blur because it gives it a little bit more of a look, and then with those little bit of color contrast, this looks amazing to me. This for me is amazing, and it didn't take much time, but it does give you that feeling. Okay, the first node is the basic adjustments, color balancing, exposure balancing. This is the first node for me. Second one, color space transform. This is correct. This is how the image actually looked when I shot it. It looks as it was shot. On the next node I use sharpen, just a tad bit, nothing much. Then a little bit of a color. You can see a little bit of a shift towards the blue in the shadows. This is fine, and this is the same thing, just a little bit more aggressive. Now, on the next node, what have I done is a correction node for her skin. You can see everything is a little too blue and the skin lacks a little bit of a life. Let me just go in here. Her skin looks a little unorganic. So what have I done here is use the qualifier to mask out her skin tone and bumped up the saturation so it looks a little bit more alive. Next thing, the same as before, the lens distortion, which gives it more of that, I don't want to say anamorphic, but it is that anamorphic distortion that I really do like. And I guess I really want an anamorphic lens, but the anamorphic lens that I really do want costs a little too much for me to justify right now. But I'll get there eventually. So yeah, and transform just to get rid of those nasty edges. This looks phenomenal as is for me. The next thing is a little bit of a radial blur and vignette, which is fine. And then this I didn't use, so I'll reset that. No need for that, and all of these are unused as well. This is the after and this is the before. I feel like it looks phenomenal. This is the next clip. I've chosen a frame which I like, and let's go over the before and after. This is the before. It was shot correctly exposed, and it was a really foggy day, so there is no information up here in the skies, which is fine. Let's just show you the after. I've corrected the exposure, as you can see. Color space transform, sharpen, little bit of a look, elation. It's not very prominent, but you can see a little bit of it. If I'll turn it off, it adds a little bit of a warmer look, which I do like, and I think it looks really nice on this image, which is really cool tones, not a cool image, also a cool image, but mostly cool tones. A little bit of a glow in the sky, which I do like. Then a little bit of a lens distortion, This is a transform node which gets rid of those nasty edges. A little bit of a radial blur, nothing too much, nothing that will make you think about it even, but it softens up those edges. And a little bit of a vignette. That's it. That's everything I used here, and I feel like it looks really nice. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this and many other tutorials about color grading, photo editing, photography in general, cinematography even, and gear reviews. I'm gonna show you some new and exciting gear over the next couple of videos, which I hope you're gonna like. And also, if you want to see something specific, a tutorial, something you would like me to review, even this mic, which is a DJI mic, if you would like to see anything, if you would like to see any video that I would make, write it down in the comments down below and I'll make it for you. Just for you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.